Hello, so to start this DIY, you will need a plastic hollow board, and then you'll need some elastic bands, a pencil, a ruler, a scissors or a penknife, a couple of rubber bands, a minor screwdriver and a pointed screwdriver. And then you will need the refill for the glue gun and a couple of glitters and sequins to design your board. So this is the trial one that I did. I posted it on Facebook. So as you can see, I did a couple of loops and I'm just putting in the brushes so that you guys can actually see how it actually looks like. So as you can see, at the bottom it's actually cut and it's hollow. The reason why I cut it out is because so that the brush can dry at the back as well, because if you do not cut it out, the brushes will only dry in front and it won't dry at the back. It will take a longer process for it to dry. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this. So using this green board, I'm just going to use my previously cut black plastic hollow board, and I'm just going to use it as a ruler, and I'm just going to draw a line right in the center. Now I'll use a pen knife and I'll just cut it right in the center. So I'm just going to use my cutout blackboard. And what you want to do is use your pointed screwdriver and just poke the corner so you can string it up and hang it on your wall. So right now I'm actually poking holes for my brushes. So this is basically your own judgment. So what I did was I just poked a wide hole, and as you can see, there are two holes close by, and then a larger one, and then a smaller one, and then a larger one, smaller one. This is the reason why, is because when you're going to string it, it will string as close as possible. So as you can see, I'm just doing the top and the bottom, and I'm just poking and making holes. It's basically on your own judgment. So as you can see, all the holes are actually already poked, and I'm just going to go ahead with my pointed screwdriver and just poke it through all the way so that I can string my elastic band through. So just go ahead and poke. So after poking it, it will look something like this. And then what you want to do is just go in with your elastic bands. And what I did is I used a bit of Scotch tape and I taped it at the tips. It's much easier to string it in. So I just stringed it at the very first hole, and then I'm just going in back normally. Like it basically is how you do sewing. That's the technique of this. So as you can see, just keep on going and it will turn out something like this. And I just did mini loop. It's because it makes my brushes go in much more smoother. And as you can see, I'm just doing a demo right now, show you that the brushes do not move, because this elastic band, it's pretty thick and it's very tight. So that's the reason why I did small loops. So now I'm poking the judgment for my square, which I'm going to actually cut it out so that the brush can also dry at the back. So you can see as I'm putting the brush, I'm actually aligning it right at the metal part of the brush, just making holes all around, and then I'll go in with my pen knife and just follow the dotted lines and just cut it out. So the reason why I do this is so that the brushes can dry at the back as well, because if you don't cut it out, your brushes take a longer process to dry, because it dries in front first and then it take a longer time to dry at the back. That's the reason why I cut out this part, so the brush can dry in the front and the back at the same time. So after it's done, it should look something like this. I'm just testing out with my brush and see how it is, and then you can just go ahead and do the rest at the bottom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So as you can see, I did the second row, and the second row is actually for my big brushes. So I did bigger loops so that my bigger brush can go in. So I'm just putting in my powder brush and showing you guys that it's easy to go in and it stays in place, and at the same time you do have to do your judgment of the cutting out of the box. At the bottom, I'm actually going to do one more row, but I did it instead with rubber bands. It's because I do have extremely small brushes, and me looping it with a rubber band is way much more easier. And as you can see, my brush is so slim and so tiny, and it just fits in perfectly. So now at the part where we cut out the square, we are actually going to layer it at the corner. So this is the part where it's totally optional for you guys if you want to do this. I use a glue gun which you can buy from your normal hardware store, and then you just heat it up, and then you just put the glue at the back, and you just stick it at the corner right there as I'm sticking, so that it can give an extra strength to the board, so that the board doesn't flap around, because at that area it's a bit flimsy. So as you can see, I'm actually cutting out the excess board that is sticking out so to make it even and it won't look very messy. We are already completed with the entire board. So just go ahead and just design your board. And this is how it looks like without the flashlight. And this is how it actually looks like with the flashlight. So I really love this DIY. It's really simple. It's not really time consuming, but if you do love a DIY project, this is something that you want to take up doing. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.